For an introductory general psychology course like this one, we really don't usually pay a lot of attention to location of your brain structures. That's usually something that you'll learn should you keep taking future psychology courses. But for the four lobes of your brain, it's actually helpful to learn the location because that will kind of clue you into what they're responsible for. So know these four lobes, and then it also helps to know where they're located to understand what their primary responsibility is. So let's start with the occipital lobe. The occipital lobe is located at the back of your brain, and the occipital lobe is responsible for the visual centers of your brain. So I always visualize what I see going straight in my eyes and straight to the back of my brain, because that's where the occipital lobe is located. So occipital lobe is responsible for vision. The word occipital also has two C's in it. You know what else sees? That would be your eyes, vision. See what I did there? Again, cheesy things like that can really help you come test time. Occipital lobe is vision. Your parietal lobe, on the other hand, is located above the occipital, and parietal lobe is responsible for touch, taste, temperature, most of those sensations. On either side of your brain, you have temporal lobes, and your temporal lobes are responsible for speech and hearing. Well, what else is located on this side of your head? Well, that would be your ears. So once again, very conveniently, they're located next to kind of what they're responsible for. That's where your temples are as well. So temple, temporal, hearing, it all goes together. And then finally, we have your frontal lobe, which this is the easy one to figure out where it is. Any guesses? Yes, it is in the front of your brain. The frontal lobe is one of the last parts of your brain to develop, and this kind of makes sense when we look at what it is responsible for. Your frontal lobe is responsible for higher level intellectual thinking and also decision making. So that's why younger children, for some reasons, are not able to make the same kind of important decisions about life in the same way that adults do. That's why we can look back on things that we did in our early teenage years and go, yikes, I can't believe I ever did that. That's why when I was younger, I could get on a roller coaster and just feel fun and the thrill of life and excitement, and why as a person in my 30s, I am still having fun, but I'm still thinking, wow, I could really die at any possible second. So that's because my frontal lobe is now fully developed, for better or worse. So the frontal lobe is responsible for decision making and higher intellectual thought. Everybody develops at different ages. Clearly people have different ideas of what is a good decision and a bad one, but it is involved in that process. So make sure you know occipital, parietal, temporal, and frontal lobes and what they are responsible for.